You're going to want to watch this episode if you want to see me answer two questions. One which was from Paul, which asked, doesn't everything have a credibility issue from your point of view? And the second is, and I've had so many people say, if I join Credibility Nation, does that mean I'm credible? All right, so welcome. So glad you're here. And I'm going to be addressing these two questions. Doesn't everything have a credibility issue from your point of view? And if I join Credibility Nation, does that mean I'm instantly credible? Well, first, the answer to that question is yes, although I'd say everything has a credibility opportunity, not necessarily issue. And no, just because you join Credibility Nation doesn't mean you're credible. All right, I was speaking with my friend Ami Jane, who said something really fascinating. I want to share it with you. What she said was, credibility is posture, not a ribbon. What she's getting at is how you show up, how you hold yourself, how you carry yourself. It's not something that you've been given. I'm going to expand on Ami Jane's comment, and I'm going to say credibility is your character and other people's perception of your character, not a badge. So you can join Credibility Nation, and you could say you join Credibility Nation. That doesn't mean you're credible. However, what it does mean is that you have an interest in learning about what is credibility and how to actually make it work for you. Now, at the same time, let me talk about Paul's question, which is simply, depending on your point of view, doesn't everything have a credibility issue associated with it? I'm going to say not issue, I'm going to say opportunity. Everything has a credibility opportunity. And so now let's look at the definition of credibility, which we're still defining and working on. And it's not something that happens instantaneously. What credibility is all about, and put in the link to watch the TED Talk if you haven't seen it yet. I truly believe we're losing our humanity, and our solution is to act credibly. And from that point of view, everything has a credibility opportunity associated with it. And joining Credibility Nation, understanding it, getting continual reinforcement from the overall teachings, but more importantly, from each other, from learning, growing, and having the community grow together in terms of what is credibility, that's the place you want to be. That's what's going to be powerful. So the updated definition of credibility, it is the quality of being known, being liked, and being trusted. So let's just walk through these quickly. Under the being known, it's not that I know of you, it's that I actually know you. I understand who you are. I understand your servant leadership, the intent and commitment you have to do the right thing, and your integrity. You can't get that overnight. It's not, I just don't know somebody, understand that. That happens as you see who people are and how they interact and what they do. And that is something that's continual and will change and grow over time. The second piece, being likable. It is important to be likable these days. And you could do it in two areas: by sharing your stage, I call it spreading cred dust, and by showing respect for any person, any opportunity that you're interacting with, essentially by showing up when you show up, coming early, being prepared, coming with your heart. And under the trustworthy side, under being trusted, it's important to demonstrate these four components: authenticity, integrity, vulnerability, and coachability. Now notice integrity is twice. It's under the knowing you, but it's also under the trusting you. And it was that important that integrity actually show up as 20% of the overall 10 components, of 2 of the 10 components. And so as we're growing as a human species, as we're interacting with each other, one of the things that came out of the interviews, which still surprises me, actually shocks me, 98% of the thought leaders I spoke with needed help articulating their CPoP, their customer point of pain, who they served, and the pain point they addressed. 98% of people could not actually articulate their purpose in life in a short period of time. So I'm going to ask you, how can you be credible, or at least immediately when people see you, if you cannot articulate your CPoP, if you cannot articulate your purpose? So what happens is you come to Credibility Nation, you start interacting with other people. What's bundled in is a course on how to articulate your CPoP. You could take a look at the book that was created, start looking at interviews of the 500, now over 600 people we've interviewed. You can start watching those. And then when you articulate and come up with your CPoP, there's a thread on Credibility Nation where you actually share it. And other people who are on the same credibility journey you're on are going to give you their response, not in their vested interest response. They're going to give you their response in your vested interest, because they're servant leaders wanting to serve you and make you the best person you can. And that's credible. So what I'm going to say is, from Paul's perspective, yes, everything has a credibility opportunity associated with it. And it is our jobs to show up in the best way we can, to show up with the right character. And not only doing that when we're conscious of it, but also when we're not actually in the room, asynchronously, when we're subconsciously actually doing what we do. And other people's perception of how we show up, other people's perception of our character is as important as how we portray ourselves, and they both merge together, and that is your credibility. And if you can be credible, people will know, like, and trust you and want to interact with you. And let's do this and grow this community at Credibility Nation to make that happen. So stop over at credibilitynation.com. We'd love to see you there. Take the CPoP course, put it on the thread, start talking about situations that crop up on a daily basis, and let's see how you do, how you respond, how the audience responds, and how we grow together. So in summary, what's important is everything is about credibility. We are losing our humanity. I'm tired of it. I'm hoping you are as well. And how do we fix that? By acting credibly. Well, how do we act credibly? We need to show up when we show up. We need to do all the right things. We have to have people actually know us, like us, and trust us. And there is a formula. So come to Credibility Nation, hang out with other people who are on the same journey to continue to grow their credibility. And we will do this together. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye now.